Hey guys, what's up? Today I'll be doing 5 advanced walkthrough solves using parity, because I don't know CSP yet, and the Vandenburgh method. So, currently I average around, using the Vandenburgh, I average sub 10, sub 9.5, around that point. I don't really know what my average of 100 is yet, but it's definitely sub 10. And let's just get into the solves, shall we? Oh, and the scrambles will be in the description below if you want to follow along. So for this case, this is a pretty nice cube shape. What I would do is I would align this, do a 4, 1, and then I do a two slices to convert this shape to a scallop kite, which is a really nice cube shape case. So do this, I move that, and that converts it immediately to scallop kite. And I solve the rest of cube shape like that. Now we have to do CO, corner orientation. So I noticed this white block and these two separate white blocks, so I paired them up like this. Three slice CO, not the best thing, but it's not the worst either. And now we have this pretty nice EO case, edge orientation. It's 4 slices, so put it like this. I start with a downward slice because I find it more efficient. So I start with downward slice, and I do an M2, and that's all CO. So next, I notice we have NJ on bottom, and I know that we don't have parity because on the top it's a valid PLL, and on the bottom it's also a valid PLL. If the top and the bottom are both valid PLLs, there is no parity. If the top is not valid PLL and the bottom is not a valid PLL, there's no parity. But if the top is a valid PLL and the bottom isn't, then it's parity. So that's good. That's good when we don't have parity. And now if I did the NJ alg like this, it would give me Z on top and U on bottom, and I don't really like that case. So if I did this, it would give me ZZ, which is a bit better from the algorithm that I use. So, and just like I predicted, we have ZZ. So I put it like this, put the Z like this, and the bottom Z like this. First, I'd start with a downward slice. That's the edge alg, but instead of canceling like that, and I just do a D move. And for me, that's a pretty nice alg, the alg that I use. So I don't know if like the alg that you guys use is nice, but personally I find it the ZZ alg that I use pretty nice. Okay, on to the second scramble. And it's scrambled. It's not. Sorry about that. There we go. Sorry, I just kind of miscrambled. Alright, so for this case, I wouldn't call this a very nice case, but I would do 3 slices to convert it to scallop kite, which isn't the best thing, but like, I mean, it's what I use. I don't know all the cube shape cases, so I just do what's most intuitive. So first I bring these two to match these two. Bring this up. bring this down, and that give me scallop kite, something you saw in the previous scramble, so I'm gonna do that. Then for first corner orientation, I would just do, so I see this, I see this white, these are the 4 white pieces, so I just bring this up, slice downwards, and that solves EO. So for EO, I have the only case that does not preserve CP, corner permutation, so it's a line and these two. So the normal alg is doesn't preserve CP, which isn't very good because usually I predict CP when I'm doing EO. So guess just do this, and then it looks like we have parity. So without thinking in the solve, I would just do this, JJ, and I get this case. I actually do know the alg for this case. It's not the nicest thing, but it'll just be like this. And there's an equator flip, so I would cancel into that and solve the cube. Alright, third scramble. Make sure I don't miss scramble this time, like I did last time. Yep, I didn't miss scramble. Okay, so for this case, usually if I have this case, I would put this on the side that I'm not slicing to preserve moves. Well, I don't really know how to explain it, but you'll see. So I bring this here, slice downwards, bring this here, slice upwards, and that will give me kite scallop. So I would just do that. So then I have a one slice CO. Just do one slice. That simple. And I do have a 3-3 case. That's what I call it. So it's not a terrible alg, but not as terrible as the alg that doesn't preserve CP, but it's still pretty long. So just do this, and EO is solved. So this solve, we don't have parity, so I just go right into JJ, and then I go right into here. This is W edge, so I know that the alg that I use actually flips the equator, so I know that I won't have to do the equator flip after this alg, and I would also have to flip layers, if you know what that means. But like, anyways, just get right into my alg, and instead of doing this, I just like flip layers so I can solve it immediately, and that's it. Alright, let's get into my fourth scramble. Yep. Okay, so for this, I use a pretty noob algorithm because I use intuitive cube shape. So maybe I should learn like full proper cube shape sometime. But here's what I do. I do this. That will bring me to this case, which would bring me to a two slices away from scallop kite. So then I do this, 2 slices, and this, solve cube shape. Not necessarily the best algorithm. I'm sure you have a better one, but that's just what I use. And then 2 slices to complete CO. Pretty straightforward. Then here's what I use. Usually from Scramble 2, so I did this. Actually, that was Scramble 1, but like whatever. I solve CO like this, but like what I do instead, since these and that are there, I do the inverse alg. So I don't have to do 6-6 on each I don't have to do 6-6 on each layer. So that's better. And then we have parity, but no worries, this would give me a pretty nice parity case, which is not common because no one likes parody, but anyways, we have W, U, so I put U in the back, that, W like that, adj, and give me Z adj, which is my favorite parody case. I know that's not common to say, but it's a pretty nice alg, so. And I cancel, so the cube is solved. Alright, onto the final scramble. Yep, that's good. Alright, so for this, I will just convert it into scallop kite again. Not necessarily the best case, but just do a -5, slice, get this case, slice, scallop kite. One slice CO, straightforward, and then last solve these two and these two on the back. I wouldn't bother doing a 6-6 because that's not efficient. I just do inverse, solve that. It's not my favorite alg, but it's better than doing a 6-6 than doing the original alg. Alright, so for this case, it turns out we have parity, so I just do JJ, and I know I get W on top and U on bottom, so I'd immediately convert this to Z adj, so adj right away, and then after this we have to cancel into equator flip and flip the layers, if you know what I mean. So